Well, hey everyone. It's been a while. Jeff wanted to make a video now while I still had something fresh on my mind. Sorry about the hair. I'm trying to actually do a few separate things here, so I apologize if I'm looking in different places or whatever. Trying to get the camera here. Had a little bit of a technical glitch with the sound. Got that fixed now. Not sure how good this sounds, but hopefully it sounds good enough to understand. I know the video is good. I got that all set up. But I actually had something I wanted to say, and it kind of has to deal with what I'm wearing with my shirt. The Flash movie. Saw it opening weekend. In fact, today is Father's Day 2023, so happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. Um, my thoughts I thought I'd give on the Flash movie are it's a whole lot of movie. There's a lot going on. There's visually pretty cool. Um, but I liked it. Um, better than Shazam, almost as good as Aquaman. It was a fun movie, but you really needed to know a lot of what was going on with the characters. You can't come into this movie without knowing anything that's going on, and DC really hasn't given you much if you haven't watched the other movies. But I'm not going to give away any spoilers. And if I do, I just want to say I'll say spoilers, and you can skip to whatever. But I loved, I shouldn't say loved. This shirt here, just so you know, I will say this is a shirt based off of the TV show, the CW TV show, The Flash. Totally different cast of characters. And I gotta say, I loved the show a lot more than I loved the movie. But this being comics, you can always think of these things as alternate worlds. And if you watch the Flash TV show, they did a crossover with all the other TV shows at the time, like Supergirl and Batwoman and Arrow, and they did a crossover. It's called Crisis on Infinite Earths. And the TV show Flash met the Batman, I mean, the movie Flash, and it was all pretty cool. Um, so it's all comics, kids. You can think of it however you want. There's room in this world for different Batman actors, different Superman actors, different Flash actors. I loved the TV show, but then again, they had like 10 years to flesh it all out, and I thought they played it pretty cool. Um, the character Barry Allen that they did here, kind of like a jittery, uh, socially awkward, and I'll say that in a nice way. He says himself he's not very good with people. Um, kind of rubbed me a little the wrong way. I know there was a lot of going on with Ezra Miller, the actor, outside, but I gotta say he played it well, and I actually liked how they played it off. In case you don't know, there are two Barry Allens in this movie, a younger one and the one we know, and the one we know actually got a lot better. Um, I liked his motivation. I knew his motivation. They kind of riffing on, and I wish I had something here I could show you, but they were riffing on a series called Flashpoint, where the Flash went back, and the main premise of this movie is that he's trying to save his mom, and saving his mom kind of throws everything for a loop and really ruins everything. So they were riffing on Flashpoint that he saves his mom, and it spins everything out um, into a slightly off kilter, different world, parallel world, whatever. And he grew as a character. I liked the motivation. I liked how he was trying to get the gang back together, the Justice League. He was looking for everybody. Um, but it just, oh, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. If you like it, go see it. If you want to see it, I can recommend it. It's a good movie, but you gotta be aware that you might be in over your head because there's a lot going on. And if you don't know some of the backstory of what's going on, it might be over your head. Flash fast. But there's best I can say it's comparisons. Like if you saw Aquaman, that was just a lot of movie. It was big popcorn fun. It was big bombastic. Jason Momoa carried it. It was a fun movie. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my god, the greatest thing ever, but it was a fun movie. This one, the humor was a little off in some places. I will say that, like in the first 20 minutes, they did something that a lot of people, if you read on the internet, was like, I can't believe they did that. Um, he was saving a lot of babies, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I couldn't believe it. But the humor seemed a little off, but it got better. This movie was supposed to be released like 2, 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. So a lot has changed behind the scenes and in the comics world that made this movie like really odd to see, but I liked it. I did. Um, I'll hit some plot points. Uh, Seeing Barry Allen mature as a character worked pretty well. Seeing how he played off of his younger, more immature self, I like that. Um, Having Ben Affleck there in the beginning was pretty cool. I like the costume. I wish I'd seen more of him, but we did see Michael Keaton as Batman, essentially the Batman from the Tim Burton movies back in '89, and I'm surprised at how good I liked it. Seriously, I really was impressed with how I liked it. It did it got me. It was a progression that I didn't see coming, but I liked all the toys and everything, and him actually trying to help. And Michael Keaton, or at least the stunt actor, they gave Keaton more action. If they were able to do that in the first movie, everybody's saying, "Oh my God, Keaton was the best Batman." They were able to give Keaton what they could give Affleck and all that. I thought it would be a lot better. So this was a decent continuation for Michael Keaton's Batman. I'm not going to get into the debate who was the better. Was it Keaton? Was it Kilmer? Was it Clooney? Not nod, wink, wink on that one. Was it Affleck? Was it Bale? Everybody's wrong. It's Kevin Conroy. So look him up. Okay. Look up Kevin Conroy Batman and you'll agree with me. But having said that, I like what they did with Michael Keaton. Um, Riffing off of the Man of Steel, having Zod come back and not have a what's the thing? Oh yeah, they're riffing off of a sorry. They were riffing off of a comic series called Flashpoint, where the Flash goes back, saves his mom, and creates a world where there's a ripple effect that changed everything. He went to go looking for Superman. Superman's not there, but they found a Supergirl who was pretty kick ass. I liked it the way they played it. Um, Keaton was great. Having Ezra Miller play off of Ezra Miller, I don't know how they did the special effects having him, but it was pretty cool. But it's a simple plot. He just wants to get home and he wants to change everything. And he learns that he can't because what he did broke everything. And that's really not good. There's a lot of growth in there. We'll say that. Um, yes, I'm looking away. I'm trying to look at the camera, but as I'm thinking, there's just a lot of stuff going on there. What else is there to say? A lot of action, a lot of uh, personal growth. Um, this would have meant a lot more had we known that, had we not known what we know now, that, they're getting rid of Henry Cavill. They're basically dumping all this universe, DC stuff, and they're recasting everything from scratch. So none of this really matters. Unless you look toward like the last like 20 minutes, there was this dark, mysterious thing called him the Dark Flash. You see for maybe all of like 15 minutes of the movie, but I'm not going to give you a spoiler who it is, but they have the concept like if you saw Spider-Man No Way Home, and if you saw Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, DC's got their own multiverse with different dimensions having different versions of the superheroes, if at all. And they showed a bunch of them all collapsing or colliding or falling because of what was going on, because of what this Dark Flash was trying to do. That actually got me emotionally right in the feels because, and I'm going to say a spoiler alert, I knew it was computer generated, but they gave us a fitting look, or at least a nice look, at Christopher Reeve as Superman one more time. Uh, they even gave a shout out to, uh, and this is going to surprise some people. There are some cool cameos, and I'm going to ruin one of them at the end, but uh, All I'm gonna say is that Nicolas Cage had a cameo in this movie. I don't know if he was actually in it, but I know that his computer generated representation of him was in it. And it goes along with, I want to see how geeky I am. Not many people know this. But since Tim Burton was so popular and so well acclaimed with Batman movies, they were going to give him a Superman movie. Tim Burton with Superman in the mid 90s. And they cast Nicolas Cage as Superman. Look it up. They actually have some pictures of some movies of him actually trying on a version of the Superman suit. They actually used some of that in the Flash movie. The possibility that there was a Nick Cage universe Superman. They also brought in the little bit of the Adam West Superman. I mean Adam West Batman. They brought all the multiverses together to show that there's infinite possibilities, and that was pretty cool. It got me right in the feels when I saw them with all the cameos. Uh, in the end, it really the ending they kind of stuck it, but they didn't. They left it open for a possible sequel, which sadly I know it wasn't going to happen. But one of the running gags is, or I would say it's a running gag, but every world has a different Batman. They have a Batman, but it's a different person. Uh, the main one we'll say was Ben Affleck. The alternate one was Michael Keaton, and in the end, and I can't believe they actually did this. They brought back George Clooney as Bruce Wayne, and I thought I laughed when I saw that. I'm like, they did, and it was great. They had some funny moments when they actually had Wonder Woman in the Lasso of Truth. I'm trying to find a point to this video other than just saying that I liked the movie. Um, but what I'm trying to say is, saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That's amazing. I could do 2 hours on that, and that's a 2 hour movie. Saw what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Marvel's got their mojo back on that one. That deserves a better one, but I love that. But I wanted to do this on the Flash because DC is trying, and now that they've basically cleared, the floor, cleared everything. And sorry if I'm looking at other stuff here. I'm setting up other things here. Setting up a new toy. Actually, setting up a computer, moving from one computer to another computer. Um, Hold on. Yep. Sorry, I know this isn't good YouTube etiquette here, but I really. So where was I? The Flash was a whole lot of movie. Um, there was moments of brilliance. It was a movie of moments. I think it missed the bigger mark of what it could have been. This was kind of like, um, it was dragged along so long, and I'm sure it went through so many changes, and was supposed to, change so many different things, and it didn't even end up mattering. It doesn't. It ended up not even. Sorry. It ended up not even. Sorry. Yes, I'm gonna post this. Yes, you're gonna see. Um, it didn't even matter in the end because they got rid of everybody. But it shows that they were trying to unify something. They were trying to bring it all together. They were trying to bring something together, and I see what they were doing, but I missed the mark. I give it a 7. If I'm generous because of some of the emotions, I got a 7.5. Um, for comparison, I'm giving Shazam like a 6. Aquaman's like an 8. Wonder Woman's like a 9. So you know where it fits. It's not the best you'll ever see. It's not the worst you'll ever see. Um, Ezra Miller did a good job. If you ignore all the personal stuff and the extracurricular stuff, he did a great job of coming together. I think like the first 20 minutes seemed a little weird to me. It seemed a little off. They were trying to get their footing, but once they got the main plot and once they got where they were going, um, it worked. But if you don't know Barry Allen from the comics or the TV show, you'll be fine with this. If you know Barry Allen from the comics or the TV show, um, you're gonna still have to get a little used to this and accept it. Comics again, comics, kids. But there is hope that DC will do something and get cohesive somehow. There's a trailer out in these for Blue Beetle. But you're thinking Blue Beetle, isn't that like a margarine spread? No, Blue Beetle is he's known to the comic book fans. Think of him as like who the hell was Doctor Strange, and now you know Doctor Strange. He was at the level of Doctor Strange, a good supporting character, carried his own comics, but nobody ever really outside of comics knew him. But there's a trailer for the Blue Beetle movie, and it just looks cool. Now, the Blue Beetle they're using now wasn't the Blue Beetle that I knew growing up. And again, kids comics, I can go on for hours about this, and I probably will somewhere when I do a history of Blue Beetle or I do a history of another character. I can go on and differences. But needless to say, it looks like a good start. Um, and I have faith in who's leading DC now. Zack Snyder was like the one who was like it was his main vision. I mean, yeah, there was Wonder Woman, several other things, but the main vision was Zack Snyder, and you saw how Justice League was. Granted, that wasn't all him. That was mismatched, and don't even ask. You saw the Snyder cut of Justice League. If you saw Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman, he had a he had a vision that I think would have lightened up, but I will say this: Zack Snyder did not get Superman. Cast Henry Cavill, that was amazing. He got Batman. You can diss on Affleck all you want. I think he was great. I got no beef with Affleck at all. What they gave him wasn't the best. What they gave Cavill wasn't the best. There's a whole thing I can do that. So I'm hoping that now that Zack Snyder's vision is gone, the person they have in charge of DC movies is somebody you'll trust. You've seen his movies. If you've seen any of the Marvel movies, yes, in Marvel movies, you'll know who he is. Um, but to take it a step back, Marvel has had somebody named Kevin Feige in charge of Marvel movies. He's kind of been like the guiding hand, keeping everything on an even keel and making sure it's all going. He had the vision. It was his, I mean, Iron Man. Iron Man's like way popular now, but when it came out in what 2008, nobody knew who he was. But now everybody knows who he is. Robert Downey Jr. It was Kevin Feige who guided all those movies, guided the story, started to build the cohesive world, gave us, the origin stories of Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. Nobody knew who they were. And then he brought them together with all the, like Hawkeye and all the other characters. And then they had the second round. They had um, Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, all the other characters. You always got their stories, and then you brought them all together, or you're going to bring them all together. DC never did that. They didn't have a vision. And Zack Snyder didn't get some of the characters, so it didn't quite work. So, to get into a little business world, Warner Brothers owns DC Comics. Warner Brothers used to be owned by, you know, Time Warner and used to be owned by like well, it used to be owned by AT&T, and then it got sold to Discovery. The people who have, Discovery Network, so it got sold to them, and they basically cleared house, like I said, and they hired somebody to be head of DC movies, like Marvel has head of Marvel movies, and they hired James Gunn. Now, if you don't know who James Gunn is, that's fine, but I can guarantee if you've seen Marvel movies, you've seen the Guardians of the Galaxy, some of my favorite movies of this. He did that. If you saw Peacemaker on HBO, or The Suicide Squad, the second one, James Gunn did those, and in faith I have in James Gunn. Now, do I think he should have cast Henry Cavill and kept him? Yeah, but it's not my toys. It's his toys to play with. Sorry, here, hold on. Da, 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 Um, Hold on, let me just get this going here. I'm moving stuff from, just so you know, I've got my main computer here, my MacBook, my 16-inch MacBook Pro, the powerhouse, the M1 Max. The only thing it doesn't have is a bigger hard drive, and it's a top of the line chip. Sorry. Um, Boy, this is rough, but I don't really get. And I'm used to. Sorry, my hair. Oh, yes, I'm posting this. Um, Back to where I was going. Peacemaker and The Suicide Squad, the second one with the big king shark that was played by Sylvester Stallone, and Peacemaker with John Cena. If you saw that and you like that, that's James Gunn. I'm a little worried his mindset's a little quirky. He's Tim Burton light, where he's just his sense of humor is like, well, you'll know what his sense of humor is if you saw those things. He gets it, but he's just a little off. I know he's done other things, but I trust him in that. He also did the Guardians Christmas special. He's the guy in charge of Marvel, and he's basically making his own. Um, I'll give him some. I'll give him a huge benefit of the doubt because he made me fall in love. I shouldn't say fall in love. He made me care about a computer generated tree. I am Groot and a computer generated raccoon. I never really care. I mean, like, it was awesome. So the Flash could have been so much more. It's a good movie, but there was a lot of more potential for it. You'd rather see it if you had a choice between it and Elemental. Go see Elemental. Um, but if you have a chance to see it, just be sure to realize it might be a lot out of your over your head. But the basic premise of the story is Flash lost his mom, found out he can save his mom. Saving his mom causes bad things, and he learns to realize that they can't fix everything. They basically gave that whole plot in the trailers and everything, what's going on, but yeah, give it a shot. It's a fitting closing to that chapter of DC movies. we're gonna move forward with a new Superman. We're gonna be doing the second Batman with what was his name? Hey, Liv, who played Batman in the Batman movie? Yeah, Robert. Thank you, Liv. My Robert Pattinson's Batman, which I thought was one of the best Batman movies, but totally separate. They're going to be making a second Joker movie with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Um, wasn't a fan of the. Yeah, Lady Gaga is going to be Harley Quinn. Yeah, in the second Joker movie. You never saw the first one. You don't need to see the first one. You don't want to see the first one. Oh, sorry. My hair, I tell you. Anyways, I didn't put a lot of stuff in it. Anyways, this is raw. This is rough. I wanted to get this out there. Yeah. So the Joker movie. All I'm gonna say is it was a good movie. I'm staring at the wrong light. Sorry. It was a good movie, but the fact that they tried to tie it into Batman and make it a Joker, you think of it as a Joker, it's fine, but not the Joker. Okay. I can go on about that. Still better than Jared Leto. Sorry, not sorry. Um, so there are still some, they're gonna do a Batman movie in the comic style. They're gonna do more Superman. I can't wait to see where it's gonna go. I have hope with Blue Beetle starting it. But as always, I've seen pretty much every single Marvel DC movie out there just because I want to support them. I don't think I've missed any. Yeah, I even saw Thor on the set back when remember second run movie theaters, little small ones that like were had them. I saw Thor second run, but yeah. What was it? I just want to say it's kind of a it was supposed to be a closing chapter to a new chapter. I think it's closing the book on that universe. I'm gonna miss Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I'm gonna miss Henry Cavill as Superman. I'm gonna miss Ben Affleck as Batman. I don't know about Ezra Miller as the Flash, but we'll see. Um, I have hope. In the meantime, if you want to see a really good superhero show, one of the only ones still out there now, Superman and Lois. Trust me. Trust me. On that note, I'm gonna have to work on my closings. Think of this as a very rough cut. As soon as I learn how to edit, I might edit this one up. I doubt it. But I just wanted to get out there that I haven't posted a video in a while. I want to get my thoughts on the Flash out. I do have a couple thoughts on what I want to do for my first official one. And I will give you. Where did I put it? Where is that it? I'll give you that. Ah, yes, here it is. I'm going to give you a hint. It's about a TV show, but see. Want to come on and say hi? Yeah. I don't care, so it's mine. You're going to have a guest star. Guess who it is? Why don't you tell me what you think of the Flash movie? Be honest. Look at the camera.
Well, it wasn't my type of movie. It was a good movie for what it was, but it wasn't my type. I just had too many emotions, and it made me cry, and I don't like movies.
Well, probably for the wrong reason. Hey, so yeah, so you see, it's not her movie, and that's fine. But was it was there a lot of action? Did you like the?
Okay, I'll lift up the and camera goes.
Did you like some of the characters in it at least?
Yeah.
What did you think of Supergirl?
It was
What did you think of Batman? Batman was always even the old Batman, white hair. It was cool. What did you think of the Flash? Yeah, but I'm not Batman. I'm Batman. 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 Where is it? she knocked Thanos. We're in trouble.
I did not
She tapped. Thanos is gonna snap us away. Anyways,
know.
so what do you think of the Flash himself?
I did like
Why
that.
didn't you like what? Oh no. See, she actually watched a little bit of the TV show Flash version, and she's actually, and it's cute. She'll admit it. She's got a crush on the actor who played the Flash, Grant Gustin. That's okay. I've got crushes on actresses. I've got a crush on Scarlett Johansson. Who doesn't? Uh, but you see, the Flash TV show is a lot different than Flash the movie. But
Which one is better?
oh, I love the TV show so much better. Then again, they had 10 years to work on it. So I was just about to sign out, but I figured, now that I've got, a special guest star. This is probably the best part of the video, guys. So it's like double annoyance on Father's Day.
Hi, camera.
You see where it is? Where is it? Is it the green dot or the one right behind it? It's this thing right here. That's it. That's the camera. So, all right. So I'm gonna sign off. So say bye-bye to everybody. Well, I may have it, but I gave Ariana something. Anyways, um, just wanted to give you some thoughts and opinions on the Flash movie. Not her thing, kind of my thing, but that's about it. Okay. Until next time, see you later. Peace.